navigation, internet, all of those basic things.
Yeah. Well, you know, the seniors are, many of them, very strong users of the computer. They use it for all kinds of things, not only chat information, for tickets, they buy a lot of stuff on it, and also for getting in touch with their children and grandchildren.
Yeah, email is great, Skype is great.
Yeah.
Computers are a lot easier than typewriters, especially when you make a mistake. The delete button is a lot nicer than whiteout.
Right, and so spell check. When I was a kid, I used to teach elementary school, and I didn't give kids spelling lists and have them memorize them. And some of the parents were a little concerned. Why aren't they doing that? I said, well, number one, the day will come when they won't have to spell. The computer will do it for them. And secondly, they'll probably all have secretaries anyway who can spell. And spelling is just a trick anyway. It's a mental trick. Some people can do it, some can't. You know, some of our famous writers couldn't spell to save their soul. All right. So at any rate,
they don't check with me on spelling.
Don't check with me either. That's probably why I was against these stupid spelling
Interestingly,
lists.
when I read a word that's misspelled, I know it's misspelled. I can't tell you the correct way to spell it, but I know when it's wrong.
You can spot the error somewhere in there. Okay, well, Linda, you do have some jobs, right, for seniors?
Yes, we have.
Who will desperately need them in these days, I'm telling you, when they're cutting the Social Security back at 10% a year, whack, with the lack of COLA and the huge inflation going on.
Well, that's the thing to consider, but also a job keeps us young. It's good to have a job. We make every effort to match people up, not only in their area, but also their interest, things that are based upon their past experience. People who are in the senior aid program really enjoy their work.
And they tend to be very honest and durable.
Seniors have a great track record for dependability,
Right.
being conscientious, doing a job well, finishing a job. There's a lot of attributes that we see with the senior population.
Okay. Well, thank
People
you.
who are interested should call.
Okay, give me the number, one number.
One number, and this is not only for senior employment, not only for the computer trainings, all of the senior services through the Chautauqua County Office for the Aging. The number in Mayville is 753-4471. In the Dunkirk-Fredonia area, it is 363-4471.
Okay, that's half a number twice.
Well,
okay, I get it.
the Dunkirk people would like a toll-free number, I think.
Okay, thank you very much, Linda, and say the best to Doug. And I hope to see him in his little scooter running around cackling shortly once your program opens. When do you open up there?
I think it's 2 weeks from today is
Chautauqua.
when the season opens. Yeah, Chautauqua.
Right. Well, okay, terrific. And I hope you have a great season and a lot of fun.
Well, have a great week.
We will.
Thanks
and
again.
Tell Doug to keep listening because Bill's going to show him how you play the axe.
Well, I'm looking forward to that.
Okay, he's got a harmonica. He's a skilled musician.
I was waiting for him to play the harmonica.
He will play for us, and God bless him. You know, to have a legislator, a serious legislator, who can play the harmonica the way he can is just a gift of God. I mean, I've never seen this before.
Bill, do you play by ear or do you read notes?
Oh, I can do both, but I play by ear.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he once did a concert with our congressman, right?
Yes, Brian Higgins and I actually played together. He played a song by the Doors, I think it is. It's, or maybe it's the Rolling Stones. It's Knock, Knock, Knocking on Heaven's Door. I guess that's the Stones, the Rolling Stones, isn't it?
Sounds good to me. I don't know.
Well, we're looking forward to hearing it. Have a great week.
Well, thank you, Linda, and you too. And don't forget Father's Day.
Oh, I certainly won't. That's not this Sunday. That's a week
That's
from.
coming up a week, but you got to make preparations in advance.
Oh, I'm making preparations.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye-bye. Yeah, the Brian Higgins, of course, it looks like under the new, let's say, guidelines for districting, we're never going to have a congressman out of Chautauqua County again. It just doesn't seem possible.
Well, it comes up again next year with the federal census, and we will be going through redistricting starting in 2011 for effective the 2012 election cycle. And so this will be the last year under the current or the last election under the current district plan. And you just don't know what's going to happen, although projections are that New York State will lose at least one seat in the U.S. House of Representatives again. And so it's likely that the boundaries in Western New York will change. What the change will be, we won't know until sometime 2011.
Well,
but
they have such an overpowering population advantage in Erie County.
right.
We'll never see.
Not under this configuration. I don't think a person from Chautauqua County would stand much chance to get elected against the 5-to-1 ratio of
Right.
voters in Erie County.
Of course. Now, they say Cheney engineered that.
Cheney was partly involved with it. It was done basically to support Tom Reynolds, as I understand it, and Dick Cheney called the governor and Majority Leader of the Senate and requested help for Tom Reynolds, and the result was, I thought, a very ugly plan for Western New York.
Yeah, no more.
Which I voted against. I was
good. Praise the Lord. No more Dan Reeds here, huh? We were lucky. We had a guy, the most powerful post in the Congress once, Dan Reed. He was the chairman of the Ways and Means. All right, music time. Tell us a little about your harmonic. What you do? Was that a double reed or what is it?
No, it's a single reed, 10-hole diatonic. This one's called a Special 20, made by the Horner Company in Germany.
What do they cost?
What's that?
What do they cost?
This shockingly costs about $40 now.
Holy
It
mackerel.
has to do with the exchange rate. I used to buy them for $16, $18. Thought that was outrageous, but last time I bought one, in fact, I paid $44 with tax.
Holy, do they wear out?
Oh yeah, they wear out. The reeds get bent in them, and
oh yeah.
So you get a sour note. And the harder you play them, the more apt you are to bend the reed. So, yeah, they're not forever, and people can correct the reed problems, but I never do. I just throw them out and get new ones.
Well, what are you going to play for us?
Well, I thought I'd play a little song that I think came from the Depression era, so we've had a lot of tough times. This particular song, Mort reminded me of this a little because he said he'd been on vacation in New Orleans, and this song was written by a man who's not only a songwriter and musician, but he was also the governor of Louisiana. His name is Jimmy Davis.
We have about 30 seconds for it. Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Even my version of Jimmy Davis's old classic, You Are My Sunshine.
Yeah, well, of course it wasn't You Are Our Sunshine, really.
No, it's close.
Because we don't have the copyright on that.
No, well, and that wasn't Jimmy Davis's Sunshine. That was Bill Parment's version of Jimmy Davis's Sunshine.
Bill Parment, our assemblyman, came in here, gave us some time, and the time's run away from us. It just goes too fast, Bill. Well, thank you very much, and give you a few seconds to say goodbye.
Well, great to be with you again. Hopefully we'll see better times ahead. We've had a tough patch, the recession, a lot of negativity, the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, the BP disaster in the Gulf of Mexico. Seems like we're in line for some good news, and you know, I always think no matter how bad it gets, you have to get up the next morning and face that sunshine when it comes over the mountain. And
the train's leaving the station.
All right. And I hope I'm aboard.
Okay, thanks a lot. Bill Parment, our assemblyman for the last almost 3 decades. I want to thank some special, wonderful people here who give their time to the seniors and to everybody out there in public television. I want to thank Chuck Kelsey, Devin Taylor, Chris Burt, Chris Ramaker, Mort Flexer, Randy Burt, Jeff Zook, and Don Zenz. Thank you guys, and thank all the callers and people listening. Sorry we didn't get the last caller in, but you'll be back, right? You'll be back. You're going to be our assemblyman for the next 20 years at least. Don't forget Father's Day.